welcome to Small Town Big Business, a podcast about doing big business in small town USA. I'm your host, Allison Hassler with Southern Illinois Vacation Rentals.
And I'm Russ Williams. I'm director of EThOs. We're a small business incubator, co-working spaces, a place for training and development here in downtown Marion, Illinois. We are with you from the Citadel building, historic building here on Tower Square Plaza. And we're thankful that you've come to join us today. We have a special program. We want to thank our sponsors for making the Small Town Big Business podcast possible. And that includes Arcadia Wealth Group, Black Diamond Harley-Davidson and RV, Fowler Heating and Cooling, Swinford Media, the Watermark Auto Group Foundation, and of course our producers at Union Street Arts.
And you can join the Small Town Big Business community wherever you listen to podcasts, including our Facebook page and YouTube. Remember, subscribing is free and you won't miss upcoming episodes that are released every 2 weeks. And today I'm very excited to introduce to you Nicole Lindsey of Wit and Wisdom. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited about you being here. We've been inquiring for the last few months, but you've been quite busy.
It's been a busy time for us.
And we'll talk about that today too. So we're excited you're in the hot seat today.
So what is Wit and Wisdom for those that are unfamiliar?
Sure. Yeah, Wit and Wisdom. We're located kind of a block away from here at 202 North Market. We do custom attire, so screen printed t-shirts. We do direct to garment, which is a really neat way to create a t-shirt where we can print 1 or 100 and put all the colors. We can print photos. We do spirit wear, we do embroidery, we do custom signs, we do custom laser work and engraving. Pretty much, if you can think it, we can usually make it happen. So. And
I'm wearing my EThOs sweatshirt zip up from Wit and Wisdom.
Yes.
Brand new. First
Brand
time.
new.
Yeah. Awesome.
Picked up yesterday. Yep.
Yeah. But you also do some custom designing because one of our rooms here in the co-working space is called the Wildcat Den.
Yes.
Based on the Marion High School Wildcats. And you've helped us out with a lot of cool designs.
Yeah, we were able to do some really neat signage and even a custom football fully embroidered for you guys. So we were blessed to do that. Yeah, thank you.
Very cool. Well, Nicole, how did you get into this? What is the story behind Wit and Wisdom?
I was an educator. I was a music educator. I have my master's in music education, and I taught for 11 years and loved teaching, but with the birth of my son, really wanted to do something different and was kind of given an opportunity to open a business. And about 2 years ago, I was able to buy out my partner and make it my own. And when we got to do construction and move down here onto the square, which was just the best. I love it down here. We got a much bigger space. We were able to really tailor it to all of our needs. I feel like we're almost outgrowing it at this point again, but I started as any other kind of small business started, in my house, making a t-shirt, sewing up something, an Etsy store, an online kind of presence, and it just kept growing. And now we have 2 locations here in Southern Illinois, and it's amazing kind of what it started from this tiny little thing in a back bedroom in my house to now. So
that's awesome. So as a teacher, did you think, I need to I work less hours?
Yeah, totally thought.
How's that working out for you?
It's not.
Entrepreneurs, right?
The joke is you get to pick the 18 hours a day that you work as an entrepreneur. I miss summers off. But I love the flexibility that I do have. If my kids are going on a field trip, I can, have staff work and go, and we're able to do things that we weren't able to. And my kids have pretty much grown up in that space. My son was in a playpen next to an embroidery machine for like the first year of his life, and it gave me that opportunity to be with my children. That I didn't have as a teacher. So.
Yeah. And when did you first open up the store location? Were you working from home before the store location?
I was, under a different name. And then we opened, I think it was August of 2017 down on Main Street.
Okay.
And then April of 2021 we opened.
Yeah.
We started construction in December of 2020 on the Market Street building. So
during COVID, you made a huge change. Tell us about that.
Yeah. I mean, it was just kind of that next step. I really wanted to expand what we had and take a leap. And, I was blessed to have, the support. I had some great people at Legence Bank that helped me through kind of the SBA writing process and all of that, and how to, we worked with Fowler Heating and Cooling for our, all of our things over there, and Bruce Electric, and we were able to bring in, other businesses around to help us. We did the majority, I could say my husband, my poor husband.
And his name is?
Chris Lindsey. Yeah. He did 99% of the construction. I helped as much as I could in that building. So we were able to save a lot of costs when you demo yourself, when you take down an entire 90-foot wall of plaster by yourself. It was a lot. It was 5 hard months of work, because not only did we have our normal jobs, then we would come and do. It wasn't like we could go there every day and work, but we were able to do it, and we just love it there, and it's been the best decision for us. So,
what would you say is one of your favorite parts about being a business owner?
I love to create, and I love garment creation. I am obsessed with the newest, neatest thing to find out there. And what's popular, and we've been able to kind of capitalize on that for the business. And I just really like doing that research and finding that new thing, getting that new garment, putting that out there, and people just being excited. Especially spirit wear has really become a huge part of our business. It hadn't been before, and now we carry it full time. We stock racks and racks of Marion spirit wear. It's the same in Carterville, as much as we can get in there at the time, and just kind of bringing out that new thing. We do the funny hashtag of spirit wear you want to wear, where it's fun and it's different, and I don't just want to wear it to a football game. I want to wear it on a Thursday because I really like the garment. So that creative side of it has just been really fun.
Yeah. So small town sports, athletics is very important.
Very important
to your business,
yes.
Which I think would be common across the Midwest, with that being one of the Friday night lights. To say that that's entertainment. It's family.
And not only sports, we work a lot with the dance team. We've worked with robotics teams. We've worked with just different activities across the board in schools. So it's been really nice to be able to kind of run that gamut where it's not just sports.
Yeah.
It's all the things in the
But
school.
there were people in that space before you, like the sports.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. There's wonderful companies around here that have been doing spirit wear for a long time.
So how did you break into that? Is there competition, or is it, how do you do it different?
Well, I always like that. You go down the bread aisle and there's 25 different types of bread, but everybody's there and everybody's kind of represented, and you're going to pick the bread you want. And, some days I want wheat bread and some days I want white bread, and they all kind of, cohabitate and live in the bread aisle together. And I think we all do that really well. I really like embroidery. That's my forte. That's what I love to do. And so bringing in that custom embroidery for spirit wear, the custom cut twill, those different things that we're able to offer, kind of gives us just something different that's on the market that a lot of people, may not be able to carry, because embroidery is a lot to get into. So it's just a lot of things to learn on the back end to be able to make it the way you want it to look. So.
And you guys do excellent at that.
Thank you.
So I know that you wear a lot of the hats in your business.
Yes.
You are working in your business all the time.
Yes.
So are there any particular hats that you wear that is maybe the least fun part about being a business owner, or the maybe the biggest challenges that you have as a business owner?
Absolutely. No one prepares you for the accounting back end, QuickBooks,
We talked
taxes.
about QuickBooks,
I did not go to business school. I was an educator. I, learned about teaching music and doing those things. And no one taught me about QuickBooks. No one taught me about sales tax. No one taught me about something in our business that's different is that labor is not charged. So we charge tax on the garment, but then we separate that labor charge so that it's not a taxable item. Didn't know how to do that. So I have a wonderful CPA that takes care of me in that. She keeps yelling at me to learn QuickBooks because I'm very horrible at it. But that is one thing that's my least favorite hat is the invoicing and I'm not a fan and I'm always behind on it. So.
Yeah. So were you self-taught then up to this point, learning everything,
Yes.
and then with your CPA?
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and not well. I'm I'm still not very good at it, but I think we're you continue to learn every day, no matter what. And so far, we're showing profits. Things are going in the right direction. So she's happy enough that she'll clean up my back, so that we can keep going.
Well, let me ask you about your second location. Is it good
Yeah.
to do that? Okay. So you've opened up a second brand new shop
Yes.
recently. Tell us
Yes.
about how that happened. Why did that happen?
We had been seeing, especially in our new location, we'd been seeing a surge of people coming in from Carterville.
Which is only a few miles away.
Yes,
Yeah.
not too far. And they're like, we want Carterville gear. We want Carterville gear. And my friend, Allie Kirschbaum, who does all of my laser work, she was outgrowing her home space. She had her laser in her house. She wanted to buy a bigger laser. She's like, my dining room's full, all the things. And I was like, I've been there. I get it. So we're like, and she lives in Carterville. So that's the connection there. And I'm like, let's look for spaces. And so I have a ton of friends who are realtors, and Sabrina Harmon, who's in Carterville, she was able to connect me to the right people to find a space. That space, wow, it was a lot.
Historic?
No, well,
building?
yes, it is a historic building. Unfortunately, the tenant who was in there before left everything.
Oh, okay.
So it was 2 full roll-off dumpsters just to get the trash out before and I went in, I said, this will work. And my husband was, he questions my ideas sometimes, but in the end, it works out. So we, signed the paperwork and dove in, and it ended up being, again, almost 5 months of construction when we really thought it would be maybe 2. We found a lot more structural issues than we thought. It always kind of snowballs, and then we had flooding, and then we had internet issues, and so it was like, I just want the space to be done and open. It turned out beautiful. We love it. We were able to kind of save the brick wall that was in there. At some point it was a pizza place, so there's like neat paint that's kind of on there already. We really wanted to open up the ceiling because there's an old tin ceiling in there, but they really destroyed it kind of over the years, putting in HVAC and everything. So we kind of mimicked that on the cash wrap. We were able to kind of pull some things in and make it look more historic than it actually is. Yeah. But we kind of soft opened end of August. We really wanted it in like July, but it just wasn't able to happen. And we're open there just kind of Wednesday through Saturday. And Allie was able, she actually is kind of our manager over there, and she has a space now. Her whole workspace is there. So she was able to purchase a much larger laser. We're able to do much larger items, new things. We're kind of breaking into some new and interesting territory, especially we've got trophies and plaques that she's able to do. And so it's really brought a whole nother facet to what we do in our business that really connects everything. So
excellent.
That's really exciting.
It is, and scary.
So do you still have the Etsy shop? Do you still do e-commerce?
No, I have like a profile on Etsy because I buy trims and things off there all the time. We do have a website, and again, another hat is that I do all the social media and all the website, and so it doesn't get updated as much as I would like to. But a great thing about our website is that we're able to kind of use it for corporate attire. So like we have different people who have stores. We can't access them as a general public. They have private links where they're able to go on and shop, where their company pays for corporate logo wear, and we order, we decorate, and we deliver. So it's been a really neat thing to be able to have that. And it's, for a business owner, it's nice to have that. It's kind of almost a constant income flow, because they're always hiring. People always need logo wear, and so that's been a wonderful thing. We put up our spirit wear online. We put up our seasonal items online. We did Magpie Market Days over at the fairgrounds, and we put up all of our offerings because we knew we would sell out, and we did. I make more every year, and every year they all sell out. And so people were able to, we gave them like a free ship code, and they were able to, during that weekend, order what they wanted, and we would ship for free. And that way they still were able to get, the cute shirt from Magpie, even though we didn't have it. So we were able to produce those in the next week and ship them off. So I need to use it better. It's a lot, website development, social media, on top of garment creation, on top of invoicing, on top of, it's a lot of hats. Yeah. So we try, but.
Being in now 2 small towns, what have you seen with the support from the community itself, or have you seen it?
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I don't get out to a lot of football games, which I probably should go, but I love to hear or see the pictures of everybody wearing it's so neat. You see the pictures out there and you're like, oh, that's my shirt, and that's my shirt, and that's my shirt. And people are always like, what's your newest? What's your next? What's coming out? Carterville has been amazingly supportive with us, and they've dealt with us selling out very quickly with what we have. Again, there's 3 of us creating kind of, garments in our back room here in Marion, and we try to churn out as many as we can and stock over there. And I know it's not enough in Carterville yet, but I promise we're getting there. But they've been so supportive. Anytime we did that pop-up, and I couldn't believe how many people, and it was like 10:01, and there was just people everywhere. It was amazing. All the businesses, we were talking about how small businesses really support each other. All the businesses in Carterville have been so supportive. Lindsay from Deliciously Ordinary brought over flowers. Heather from Heather's Bake Shop came over and shopped. Faith from Downtown Dip came over. I mean, Faith let us use her washrooms when we had no washroom during construction. It's the same when we did construction over here. Crown Brew let us use their restroom because we didn't have a working facility while we're doing construction, and I've got 2 little kids who, just the support in general is just so amazing, and it's so neat to see how many people work together and come together to make these small towns really what they are.
Yeah. How excited are you about the downtown revitalization? Because I think you've got a little bit of a visionist planner strength in you, because I've heard about you getting together with others. You can say as little or as much as you want to.
There are some things, we have some ideas, some tiny little visions incubating that we're very excited about. Not really ready to announce anything, but
you love downtown.
We love it here. This has been wonderful. Josh Benson told me one time I got the last good space on the square, and I was like, oh,
what a compliment.
It's beautiful. We love our building. I love being down here. I love walking and grabbing my, lunch at the vault.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for Granny Puckett's. I can't wait for Little Nashville. I can't wait for seasonings. It's very exciting, and I think going forward it's going to be even more.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up in a small town. I didn't have this kind of, and I really want it to be that place where my kids are excited to come down to the square and ice skate or go to whatever may be coming. And I feel that energy down here, and it's just really exciting. So
are you from a city?
Suburbs of Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So much bigger town. Didn't really have that like small town. I mean, I graduated with over 800 people, and we were a small graduating class. Okay. So definitely different than here.
Well, if someone's in the suburbs or in the city and they're thinking about maybe making a big move in their life, and either they're an entrepreneur now or maybe they'd like to take a try, what would you say to them about opening a small business in a town like Marion or Carterville? Oh,
I mean, go for it. I have your vision, make sure it fits, and that you're supporting local. We always try to work with local businesses. I just used Hill Printing the other day for my order forms. I was talking to you about calling Tyler up at the print shop to get another project done. I'm constantly calling on someone I know, and that's the beauty of that small town, is that we're able to form those connections and those bonds with people that we can, and I have companies all the time, small businesses come to me, hey, I need some t-shirts, hey, let's do this. I'm like, yes, let's do it, that sounds great. Small towns embrace people who embrace the small town, and supporting the baseball team, or donating to the Adams Cheer, or we try as much as we can to really support what's going on around us. I always talk about, I spent 11 years as a teacher in a band program, and music programs are not well funded, period. Anywhere, not just here, anywhere. And so I fundraised, and I asked money, and I asked for money, and asked for money, and did matching grants, and did all the things, and so now I'm in a position where I can kind of do the opposite. I can give back, I can donate, I can support those people who, bought a candy bar, or gave so that the band could go to Florida. I'm able to do that now, and it's just a really great feeling. So opening a small business in a small town, it's well worth it.
That's awesome.
Let me ask this question. What advice would you give to your younger self about knowledge that you have now that maybe you didn't have in 2017 when you first opened this storefront?
Don't be afraid to mess up, because we're all going to mess up. And mistakes happen, mistakes are made. I was so worried about, making everyone so happy. And at the end of the day, I don't know that you're going to make everyone happy. And that sounds bad, because we have wonderful customers who are very happy, come back all the time. We have a texting service to tell people when their orders are ready, and I go to text someone and there's 15 texts behind it that say, hey, your order's ready. And I know we're doing something right, because that loyalty of those people coming back is essential and wonderful, and we love that support, and we thank them all the time. But mistakes are going to be made, and don't take it personally. I take everything to heart. Your brain 2 a.m, you're like, oh, I did that. I have to stop. And then get as much help as you can, as much as you can afford, get help. Because doing it all on your own is very hard. So those are the 2 things I'd wish I'd known way back when. But then you learn, and it gets easier as you go. So
I know we've talked a little bit offline.
Yes.
I guess online
about help.
And just giving yourself grace, and to not take it personal. I think we're cut from the same cloth in that way.
Yes.
That
and it's hard, because it's yours. You own it. It's yours, and so you feel that. But at the end of the day, it's, you've got to let that go and be happy with what you have done. So
So as we develop support services for small business owners here at EThOs, what would be most helpful for you?
A QuickBooks.
A QuickBooks training.
I'm just going to hammer that.
Course.
QuickBooks course. Just kind of understanding all the things that go into, and I know you guys have programs with that, like understanding how to do the paperwork for sales tax, understanding how to open that LLC, or which, my accountant told me the other day, we're moving from an LLC to something else, because she's like, this is not where you need to be. I had no idea, I'm like, oh, this is fine. Everything, I don't know. I know nothing about that. And kind of understanding those differences in that back end. So many people I know that open businesses are that creative brain or that creative side, and that's what they're great at, and numbers are not my forte. Yeah. So being able to kind of bridge that gap for me would be wonderful.
So you're saying an entrepreneur can go and be successful opening a business if they're not a numbers person?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You just have to reach out for help.
Yes, you just need help.
It doesn't hurt to have a basic understanding of
No, it doesn't. Not at all. Sure. And, again, I have a wonderful CPA that has, this is what you do. This is how you do this. This is, okay, got it. And some basic, I've done some basic online business classes and understanding, profit margins and all of that. I know, kind of where I'm at with all of that. But it's definitely something you're not born with. You have to go in and learn, and you have to go in and do that work behind the scenes to make sure that you're going to keep going in business from month to month. So,
yeah, very cool.
We miss anything? Is there anything that you want to talk about?
We talked about doing shirts for other small businesses in the area. We did that a little, and maybe a little bit about because we kind of pride ourselves on we can do 1 or 100. We don't have that limit of you have to do 24 pieces with us, or you have to do this. If somebody is opening a business and they want 1 shirt printed for their business to go do an expo, we're able to do that, which is, I think, something that a lot of places can't do, or aren't set up. That's not their business model, whereas we're able to. So I think that's a pretty neat part of what we do.
That is really unique, because I think most people would probably have the assumption that if you're going to put in an order, it has to be a big order. And it's not just a one-off, 1 t-shirt or 1 hat. And you can do that.
Yes. Now that item may be a little bit pricier, but I think you're paying for that, that I can get 1 thing. If I'm a small business owner and I need 1 t-shirt for an event, I can get you with $20 or so out there, with your logo fully done on whatever you want. And then you can, we can always go from there. And we've done things too for people. We've done mock-ups, or we're doing sweatshirts right now for B. Taylor at B. Fit. And she was like, hey, can you do the first couple so we can do a photo shoot? And then whenever we get the rest is fine. So we were able to do, I think I've got 1 left that I need to do of all of her embroidered sweatshirts so that she can do that photo shoot. And just kind of working with that. I think that's just really, I don't know if it's unique, but I feel like it's unique that we're able to kind of do that for people. So.
No, that's very unique. And I think that that's really important, because it does help support others in other small businesses as well, to be able to be that nimble with what you do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I know, ordering a ton of shirts can be a huge upfront cost. And what if they sit there? What if I can't imagine. That's a lot for a burgeoning entrepreneur to sit on a whole lot of money. Because times can be tight in the beginning, and to be able to just have a couple to make your staff. We did shirts for Big Muddy Peddler when they first came out, and they were doing a craft fair, and she was like, I just have 3 people. And I was like, I gotcha. That's fine. What do you need? And she sent over the logos, and we were able to do that for her. And they look great for their first show, And she's gone out and done these big things, and the candles are all over, and she's really had some great success. So, we were really happy to be able to create that for her.
That's awesome.
Nicole Lindsey from Wit and Wisdom, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I discovered you have a wonderful mind and heart for small town business. That comes out.
We do love it here, and we're just so grateful for all the support. So.
That's awesome. It's good to have people like you in downtown Marion, Illinois.
Thank you.
So I think if small towns will look for people that have the minds and hearts for their small town, and you're part of that here. But I think all small towns can have those resources. They just need to look harder, maybe, for those. So, hey, we want to thank everyone for joining our podcast today, Small Town Big Business. Again, we want to thank our sponsors for making Small Town Big Business possible. That includes thank you to Arcadia Wealth Group, Fowler Heating and Cooling, Black Diamond RV and Harley Davidson, the Watermark Auto Group Foundation, Swinford Media Group, and of course Luke O'Neill at Union Street Arts. Hey, if you want to reach out to EThOs, Small Business Incubator, Co-working Spaces, Training and Development, you can reach me at russell@watermarkethos.org or find us on our website, ethosmarion.org.
And don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, including our Facebook page and YouTube. Remember, subscribing is free and you won't miss upcoming episodes released every 2 weeks. Again, I'm your host, Allison Hassler with Southern Illinois Vacation Rentals. Thank you for listening.
And I'm Russell Williams from EThOs Marion here in downtown Marion, Illinois.